Good morning and welcome to the morning call for Tuesday the 21st of February 2017, President's Day over in the US, and that's why you haven't seen any major news coming out of there. The futures, however, were open and they did ever so slightly move up, about 0.2 of 1% across the Dow and the S&P futures, and that's what you can see sitting there behind me. They have shifted up ever so slightly, but there wasn't actually any major sort of corporate news. The only one you can really point to really didn't affect our market was the fact that Kraft on Sunday backed away from buying out Unilever. Therefore, I can concentrate on probably what's the really interesting thing at the moment, which is the Australian market. I'll look at the economic data first. It's the minutes today, and the RBA at the moment, from an actual fundamental point of view, are right out of the game, and that's actually a really positive thing if you are an Aussie dollar trader. And the reason I say that is that monetary policy is unlikely to move in either direction in 2017 based on what we've heard running up into the February meeting and likely to be confirmed in the minutes today. It means our currency is moving on fundamentals alone, and that's also something you don't normally get to see at this point in the cycle, considering what's going on with Brexit and the pound, what's going on in Europe and around the whole elections over there, and therefore the euro. And we also know about Trump and what's going on in the US dollar. So the Aussie-US pair is one of the most stable out there, trading on fundamentals on the Aussie economy, which is a real positive thing. And that's why the minutes are important. Where do they see China, which we already saw in their statement, around inflation and growth? And that's what you need to look at 11:30 today, Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. Can't also go past earnings season. Everybody's talking about BHP, and clearly that is today, but it is after market. 4:15 Australian Eastern Standard Time is when they release their numbers, so we won't get to respond to that until tomorrow. There are, however, around about 35 different companies today on the ASX 200 that are going along with their numbers, and it's around about sort of 70 on the 300. So there is a heck of a lot of information out there. Ones to really look at are probably things like Oil Search, Seek. You've also got Centre Group and therefore Westfield as well. They're the ones that may actually be there, ones to sort of dial up the dial. But otherwise, yeah, everybody's waiting for this afternoon. I think the interesting thing about it is that if you have a look at the earnings season, it's been relatively strong. I can't even go past the fact that some people are just saying it's okay. I actually think it's quite strong. Have a look at the EPS growth and have a look at the rebasement that's giving on a forward blended basis. We've bumped away from one standard deviation away from the mean, which is around about 14.1 times earnings. We're sitting at around about 15.5, and the one standard deviation's in the high 16s. And that's a real positive thing because yes, we are elevated. I can't deny that. But a lot of people are trying to find reasons to say there's a sell signal. And unfortunately, from what I can see anyway, I don't think that's there. What may be it is the dividend. And that brings me to the next part. Tonight is probably one of the largest dividend readjustments that you'll see in our market. CBA tomorrow does turn ex-dividend. It's giving up $1.99 and it's taking out 14.2 standard points from the market, and that will therefore be cash corrected if you're long and short at 4 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. Please be reminded of that, and please be aware it is dividend season, and be aware of your positions. We'll see that cash correction. Obviously, you have an unrealised profit or loss on the other side, but you will see that adjustment. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to call in 1-800-601-722. Speak to you tomorrow. Again, I'll go over probably the BHP result and a few other things that are happening this week, leading into what will be the biggest economic data, the FOMC minutes.